You're live, it tells me. Hi, I see a couple people here. I started us just a minute early for a couple of reasons. I have some announcements. You can hear I'm a little under the weather, but I am going to coach a workout today to the best of my ability. And I wanted a little extra time to check out how I set up the space. So it looks like we're pretty good in terms of the view. I might mess with it a little bit more. If you are here and logged into YouTube, into a YouTube profile, you should have access to the chat. Occasionally, I will hear from folks that they don't, and I think it's because they clicked on a link that I provided. Maybe they're not logged into a profile. YouTube doesn't know who they are, and then they can't chat. So if you're able to hear me right now, and you can verify that all systems are a go and that you can hear me all right, go ahead and drop into the chat if you can, or maybe click the thumbs up button and tell me you like what you hear, if that's easier. Okay, great. So I'll give you my headlines. I started to not feel great yesterday. I thought it was just because I was out of my allergy medication. Fast forward to yesterday afternoon, youngest daughter gets sent home from school with a fever. She progressively got worse last night. I woke up, well, I didn't sleep all night. Then I woke up like with this sexy voice and a productive cough, TMI. And her fever like went through the roof. So we're not in great, great state of the union over here. So I had to cancel my class this morning at the community center, and I wanted to be home with her, and I didn't know that I could handle multiple classes today. But I know I'm slowly getting a following on this platform. I know some folks were expecting me, and so I'm just going to model how to move your body in some way, but respect when the body's given feedback. So I'm going to be obviously doing what I can to take care of myself, but I'm going to be coaching you with different options. I'm also going to prioritize body weight exercises, especially for myself. But I will cue you how to work in weight so that you can kick it up. So this is kind of a nice way for me to just offer a lot of modifications, I think. So with that, get your space ready. I'm going to get my space ready. I'll do my best to project because the microphone, once I move it, is not quite as close to me. Get my water in place, my cough drops. I think we're good to go. So get your music ready too. That's the other reminder. Bear with me while I try not to knock anything over and get set up here. All right. Getting close, I think. Okay. I think we're ready to warm up. Let's go ahead and start with our feet in an appropriate squat stance. We're going to sit back, sweep those arms up overhead. 10 reps here. Way back in the hips. 3, 2, that's 1. Switching gears, just reach down and up. This time adding a calf raise. So balls of the feet, heels, balls of the feet. Couple more. Very good. Stay at the bottom of the squat. Go ahead and round out your arms. Just squeeze your back and rehearse what looks like a reverse fly. Squeeze, hug, squeeze, rounded arms. Just waking up the back of the body, abs pulling in. We'll go for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and reach for that floor. Stretch your knees. And just bend and stretch the knees repeatedly. Release the top of the head. And when you're ready, next rep, go ahead and just round your back. Roll the shoulders back for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring those arms across the body. Pick up the elbows. Full arm circle. Getting our shoulders ready. Good. One arm, take a couple back strokes. If you have healthy shoulders, you can actually swing the arm, get a little momentum. Same thing on the other side. And we'll do the same thing forward. So take the arm backward first, scoop it forward, control it, or add a swinging action. Good for the joint. Another way. And rest. Good. I do want to get blood flowing just a little bit more, so you're going to have your choice between a modified jumping jack or a full jumping jack. Go ahead and choose for yourself in this moment. I'll offer up a modification that makes it a little more intense on the lower body. Go ahead and squat, and you can tap here, or you can jack. About 10 more reps. And you work those shoulders. 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good. Headed into our first bout of work, I'm going to demonstrate a full air squat. So taking the butt as deep as possible. If that doesn't work for you, you're just going to squat however deep you'd like. I'm going to be going all the way down to challenge myself appropriately today. If you want to grab weights, hold them in front of your shoulders, and you can actually take instead what's called a front squat. You can hear I'm winded already. Thanks, virus, or whatever this is. So choose what's best for you. Down and up. Again, I'm taking a full air squat that moves me into the squat you'd see for like an Olympic style front squat or back squat. You can be with or without weight, and you can change the range of motion to work for you. 4 more. And rest. Good. Shake out your legs a little bit. If you're holding any equipment, put it down. Go ahead and meet me on the mat. We'll be doing 1 push-up, 1 shoulder tap from your knees or your toes, and you can be wide grip or triceps. We'll take 10 to 12 of these. I think I'll turn sideways. Core nice and tight. Bend, stretch. Tap the shoulder. Bend, stretch. Tap the shoulder. About halfway. One more each side. That'll get us to about 12. And stretch. Good. Coming up, we'll just take some hamstring curls. So I'm doing this just to stretch out your hip flexors and your quads, especially if you were doing a full Olympic squat. The way you can make this more challenging for yourself is to make in a plyometric. So you explode, squat, explode into the hamstring curl. It's not a huge squat. It's more about the curl and exploding into the curl. So I'm just giving that to you as an option. We're here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and rest. Good, walk it off. So anytime we're interested in recovering the heart rate, we want to keep moving. The body doesn't like you to just stop. So you kind of walk it off, get a drink. You never just want to sit. It's one of the worst things you could do. So keep moving a little bit, get a drink. Back to the air squat. To be honest, some people call this ass to grass squat. So if you're up for going lower into the hips, knees, and ankles, there's some benefit there. Here we go. When you're ready, 3, 2, 1, and up. Front squat if you prefer. Holding those dumbbells in front of your shoulders would be an option. You decide how low you go. Heels do need to stay down. 4 more, just 10 reps. Spine stays neutral. And rest. Very good. Shake it out. Set your equipment down if you have it, and we are back to push-ups with a shoulder tap. Knees or toes, wide or narrow grip, core supported. You'll notice I keep the pelvis a little higher to support the low back. When you're ready, bend, press, tap a shoulder, bend, press other shoulder. Good. 4 more here. And stretch your low back. Now, I know I'm not projecting great. I am trying to keep an eye on the audio feedback that the computer gives me. I can kind of see a little green light. So if there's any issues with hearing me, please do pop into the chat and let me know. Hamstring curls, option number 1 is you keep it low impact. You work your arms a little bit, side to side. Option number 2, you can explode into the hamstring curl. Step, press, jump, jump, jump. Up to you. We're here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and walk it off. Exercise round of work number 2. We are starting today with a sumo squat. We are going to be traveling this and or jumping this. So you can load up with a dumbbell or 2 if you want, but just know it's a little bit more about the endurance and how long we're going to be there, and it's up to you if you load it with weight or not. So warm this up, bend and stretch. Again, the weight could be here, the weight could be here. It's not super fun to jump when you're holding weight, but it can be done. And in some conditioning, sports conditioning, that's a real thing. Corporate athletes, a little less so. All right, we're gonna hold it here. So you're gonna get nice and low, chest up. I'm going to have you walk forward, 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 back, back. Lead with your other leg. Forward, forward, back, back. So we're alternating which leg leads and then reversing. Option number 2 is jump and jump. Jumping forward, jumping back. Now ideally, you're staying nice and low. Keep going. 2 more rounds. That's 1 round, and that's another round. Good, stretch those thighs, shake out the legs, and down we go. We're coming back down to the floor, and we are taking a scapular push-up today. So hopefully your wrists are progressing well as we work together. We're coming down to all fours. Yes, you could absolutely stay in all fours for this scapular push-up, straight arms. I think I know who's here with me today, and I anticipate y'all are just fine up on your toes. So we're in a plank, we retract the shoulder blades, and we press the floor away. Long neck, press. Core is tight, elbows are completely straight. The shoulder blade is going fore and aft, or retracting and protracting. Making our way to 10 or 12. I'm going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest. Good job. Have a seat. The next exercise is not unusual for me to do, but unusual for me to do in this class, in this format. But I taught this on Wednesday, and a student came up to me afterwards, and she said, thank you for caring about our feet and ankles so much. Because I do really try to take care of people's feet and ankles in terms of prehab and preventing issues, and rehab, healing from issues. So I'm going to have you place your heels together, toes out. Total dancer exercise, yes. Heels together, toes out. You bend your knees as deep as you can, keeping everything stacked. You lift your heels up very high. You stretch your thighs, straight knees, and you lower down with control. So bend, high heels, stretch knees and thighs, and down. What does it mean to stretch your thighs? It means that you're pulling up on your quads so that your kneecap lifts up. Full activation. It's a very weird sensation in the ankle to have bent knees and high heels. So you're probably feeling that. It's even weirder when we reverse right now. So you press up, you keep the heels high, and you bend the knees and tuck the tailbone. Put the heels down flat, get a nice calf stretch, and then recover the thighs. So high heels, bend, roll through, heels down, and stretch. 3 or 4 more. Yes, it's a balance exercise, but also foot and ankle resiliency, we'll call it. And 1 more. And stretch, shake it out. So we had our sumo or plie squat that is traveling forward and back. We have our scapular push-up, protraction, retraction, and then we have our foot and ankle drill. I don't have a good name for that one. Foot and ankle articulation. Anyways, it's a glorified calf raise for sure. So let's go back to the beginning. Again, if you're in this squat and you want to hold a dumbbell and you want to jump, you do you, boo. I'm not going to stop you. Legs wide. 10 reps just to wake things up. Get nice and deep in that hip crease. We get really good quad and hamstring activation on this. Chest is up, little hip opening too. Awesome, stay there. We get ready to walk forward. and back. That's 1. Other side, forward and back. That's 2. We're making our way to 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and rest. I could have said this, but those of you that are jumping repeatedly, you'd pick your cadence, right? You just kind of pick your tempo and challenge yourself that way. Go ahead and meet me on the mat. You are either in all fours or on the balls of the feet for our scap push-ups. Your pointer fingers are parallel, jazz hands, neutral spine, retract, and protract. I like to inhale, exhale, press. Chicken wings, no chicken wings out the back. Keep going. 2 to 4 more, depending if you're doing 10 or 12. And that's assuming I'm counting right, which is always a lofty goal I have, is get my counting right. And stretch. Breathe. And come on up. Next, foot and ankle articulation. You know what? I think I did name this at one point, and I think I called it a deconstructed releve. Because in dance, when you bend and then spring up, that's what it's called. But deconstructed calf work, we'll call it. So bend, heavy tailbone, high heels, stretch, lower down. If you want to work your shoulders, if you want to help your balance, I just reversed it. Bend, high heels. I can't be trusted today, I tell you what. Breathe. Good. And we'll reverse. So we're doing about 5 or 6 reps each way. So now high heels, keep the heels high, nice and deep in the ankle, stretch. Up, bend, heels down, stretch. Tons of good thigh work here. We should acknowledge, right? And shake it out. Very good. Grab a drink. We're headed into a lateral lunge. Hi, we picked up a friend. If you're just joining, I'm a little under the weather today, and you might hear it in my voice. So I'm showing body weight work. I'm showing some modifications. I'm giving you options to kick it up a notch. So where we're headed next is we're moving ourselves to the end of the mat. We are going to take an asymmetrical stance. So whichever leg has the space, that leg leads. So I'm going into an asymmetrical stance here. This leg is straight, this leg is loaded. I'm pushing off the loaded leg and trying to catch a balance. Oh, I didn't quite get there. After you catch your balance, you're going to add a leg extension and bring it back. Now, here's how you make it harder. You grab 1 or 2 weights and you go lunge, push off, leg extension and shoulder press, and then recover. Now, if any of that is like, oh heck no, you can do a little kickstand, as I call it, then leg extension, then kickstand. You'd have to bring your arms down eventually. So I will show it with no weight, but that arm choreography. So here we go. Sit, push, press, and extend, regroup. Sit, push, shoulder press and leg extension, reset. What I'd like to draw your attention to is a lovely inner thigh stretch on your straight leg. I'd also like you to really load your bent leg and think of your bent leg doing all the work, and your straight leg is just along for the ride. 4 more. And 1 more. And rest. Shake it out. Very good. Just walk yourself to the other end of the mat. And we take a nice big step. If you have your weights, they're front loaded, strong push. And you'll see sometimes, even though I drill balance all the time, I'm a little off today. So we all sometimes have to take a kickstand and regroup. Good. 4 more here. If that's too much on your hip flexors, for whatever reason, you take out the leg extension. 2 more. And rest. Good job. Next, we're coming down to the floor, and we are transitioning from a high plank to a low plank. So sort of like with our traveling sumo squat, right, left, 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 right. That is your pattern with your upper body. So we'll be in high plank. We'll lower down, right elbow, left elbow, press up, right hand, left hand, and vice versa. I'm gonna go a little slower because I'm not breathing well today, but you can go, quote unquote, as many reps as possible. So that for the duration we're there, it's just gonna be 30, 45 seconds, you can do as many reps as possible, or you can say slow and steady wins the race, up to you. So we're high, we come down the right, left, press up, right, left, and reverse. If it helps you, you can talk to yourself. Right, left, 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 right, left, right. One more each side. And rest. Good. Sit back, just stretch. I am going to keep you on the floor. Go ahead and swing your feet around. So I would say over the last 4 months, however long I've been doing this, I've done quite a few different seated drills to get your hip flexors stronger, your core stronger, all your parts stronger in this reclined V-sit situation. I told you way back that this day would come where we progress it, right? So this is a little bit more of a gymnastic skill, not Pilates per se, more gymnastic, but gymnastics actually influenced Joseph Pilates, so it's all related. Let me show you something before we do this. We are going to be rolling Pilates exercise. Yes, rolling like a ball, but we're going to eventually put our feet down and transfer our weight to come forward. I've demonstrated it in the past, and we're going to hope that it all comes together today too. But I'll show you how we progress it. Start for me by balancing on your backside, rounding your back, catching a balance. I've got my toes together, my knees apart. It's a rolling action and a catch at the top. 8 to 10 reps. It does feel, I think, like a nice spine massage. Hopefully I'm not cheating. I'm trying not to pump my legs. It's like the opposite of when you're swinging. You know how sometimes when we swing, we pump our legs to get momentum? We don't want to do that. and rest. So now I'm going to have you play with a few more reps with a little more momentum so that rather than catching it at the top, I want you to put your feet down and start to transfer your weight. Oh Lord, let's pray it goes to plan today. So it's a roll, put your feet down and reach. Ooh, good, it worked. So I'm gonna do a couple in a row where I roll, feet, reach. Roll, feet, reach. Okay? So I'm gonna have you try that. Like, go ahead and start now. 3, 4, 5, 6 reps. Roll, try to get your feet down. I'm just gonna talk to you for a second. What we don't want, keep going, what we don't want is this potty position. You don't want your knees to pull in and put that pressure on the knees standing up. So that's what feels wonky to folks, is you're trying to keep some space between your feet. And this drill demands a certain amount of ability from your hip, knee, and ankle. I'm gonna do 2 more with you. Roll, feet, reach. And friends, you gotta go for it. Get all your weight forward, reach. Because guess what? That pelvis is a fair amount of body weight. So you can't go gingerly. You just really have to go for it and transfer your weight. Now, some folks' ankles aren't so happy with that. So if your ankles are saying, yeah, no, maybe your heels will need to be off. But we're going to work toward completing the standing action, and we're going to work toward doing a single leg version, which will look like the bottom of a pistol squat, which is pretty badass. Try not to swear a lot, but I do swear sometimes. Try to use it appropriately so that when I use it, you really know I mean it. Okay, where were we? We're at the end of the mat. Good, good. Just checking out the stream. We're at the end of the mat, and we go into our asymmetrical lateral lunge, push off, leg extension, and optional overhead press. Hips way back. Your back should feel flat here, or neutral is the correct word. Good, 3 more here, gets us to 10. And done. Very good. Walk yourself to the other end of the mat. Catch your breath. Anytime it's a compound movement, meaning arms and legs go together, it is significantly more demanding on the system, cardiorespiratory systems. Keep going about halfway. You could have 1 weight overhead or 2. Forgot to mention that. Maybe I did mention it. And last one. And rest. Good. Next, we're working from that high to low plank. Leading with the right side, leading with the left side. So again, you can target as many reps as possible to really fire faster, or slow and steady, up to you. Here we go, right side. And left. Right. Long neck. You're breathing. One more each side. and rest. Have a seat. Woo! Very good. We are going to take our bodies to the top end of this mat. Start the rolling action. I would suggest just doing a few reps, basic, and then add that reach forward and that big weight transition to get onto your feet and demand from the hips, knees, and ankles. When you're ready. Adding on. If you're feeling really consistent, do 2 more and then try to stand up. Big breath out. Very good. It's a great party trick. No, it's just a great capability to have. So, walk it off. I'm going to grab a cough drop. And we're going to do some core work. All right. All right. Go ahead and meet me on your back. Hug those knees into the chest. And we'll take both legs up, supporting the low back, squeezing the thighs and ankles together. Lower the legs down and recover. 8 reps here. Modification, bent legs, otherwise straight legs. And rest. Good. We're going to take both legs up, elbows wide. Big breath in. Exhale, curl up. I'm going to ask you to bicycle in 3s. So 1, 2, 3, hold. 1, 2, 3, hold. 1, 2, 3, hold. 1, 2, 3, hold. A little quicker. 5, and hold. 4, and hold. 3, and hold. 2, hold. 1, and done. Very good. Knees up, feet flat. Take the left hand behind the head, the right arm reaching at your side. Big breath in, curl up. Exhale. Side bends to the right, so my right arm is reaching as far down the foot as possible. 10 reps. Center reset. Right hand behind the head, left arm long. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, curl. Left arm reaching for 10. And 1. Very good. Go ahead and butterfly those legs. If you're in a space where this is just too awkward for words, then you don't have to do this. You can just keep your knees up, or you could take your legs up and curl up to your toes. Otherwise, I'm going to suggest the butterfly action and curl for 10, 9, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm just going sort of rapid fire to get through as much as we can. Both legs up. I'm going to ask you to put your right leg on top of your left and slightly bend your knees. Arms down by your side, reverse curl for 8, 7. Stay calm in the upper body. And rest. Put your left leg on top of your right. Soft bend in the knees. 8 more. And rest. Good job. From here, knees up, feet flat. Option to work single leg today, right ankle to left thigh. If that's too much for you, keep both feet planted on the floor. Ankle to thigh, arms down by the side, big breath in, exhale, pelvic tilt, hip thrust or bridge to the ceiling for 10, down with control, 9, keep going. Hold it, extend the leg, roll down slow, 4, 3, 2, 1. Draw that leg towards you into a stretch and reset. Other leg, ankle to thigh, optional single leg bridge. If that's not for you, no worries. Pelvic tilt, drive it up, quick, down slow, quick, down slow. This is 10. Option to leg extend. Hold it at the top. Roll down for 4, 3, 2, 1. Draw it towards you. Hamstring stretch. And rest. Very quickly, we roll on over to our bellies. We've got to get some back work. Start with one spinal extension to lengthen those abs. All right. In general, when we are prone, meaning on our stomachs, in adult tummy time, narrower arms and feet is harder, more difficult. Wider arms and feet is more conservative, okay? So keep that in mind. We're going to retract the shoulder blades. Arms lift up off the floor, lift all your parts so you're in spinal extension. From here, we're going to reach arms overhead, as narrow as you safely can, and back to your letter T. If you need to be more conservative, you go corners, letter T, corners, letter T. Otherwise, narrow reach, reset. Similarly, I'm just kind of keeping my legs hip width apart. You could work your booty and your low back more by squeezing the ankles together and maintaining that. So that could ultimately put you in a very narrow position, both legs and shoulders. We're here for 4, really squeeze. 3, between the shoulders. 2, 1, and done. Bring it down, bend one knee, reach for that foot, stretch your quad and hip flexor. I should say quads and hip flexors. Switch. And release. Good. I'm keeping you 3 more minutes for the clock watchers to make up for the time I lost during announcements. So elbows under the shoulder. You'll still be able to get to a 1 o'clock meeting if you need. Option number 1 is you assist by bringing the top leg across. I think most of you don't need that. 2 feet on the floor or 1. We're going to press up into our side plank. Option to reach overhead, lift the waistline, lift the ribs, holding here. If you want a little more intensity, abduct or take the leg away. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gracefully down and switch. Yes, we do things with grace in my class. That's the goal. Other side. You decide how much real estate in terms of your feet is on the floor. That elbow needs to be right under the shoulder to take care of this shoulder. Up we go. Option to lift, reach, take that waistline up toward the ceiling. Option to add on here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down gracefully. Awesome job. From here, bring those legs around. Sit crisscross applesauce, facing the camera. Sitting as tall as you can, lead with your chest. Fold yourself over your lap and really let the weight of the head be heavy. Sitting up, reaching the arms, seated side bend, and switch. And across the body, twist. Look over the back shoulder, deep breath, and switch. Crisscross applesauce the other way. Bring yourself forward. And sitting up, side to side. And across. Look over the back shoulder. And switch. Good. Coming up through a wide forward bend very quickly. One leg wide, other leg wide. Draw yourself forward. Press down through the outside edges of the feet. Walk those hands forward. Heel toe in. Soft knees. Rounding up. Shoulders roll back for 3, 2, and 1. Well, praise be, we got it done. I was a little worried. Last week, we had a tech issue, so I didn't want to let you down 2 weeks in a row, that's for sure. Okay, so hopefully, despite all my modifications, you felt like you did something. I'll hang out for a minute. Yes, you're welcome. Yeah, I try to practice what I preach, and rest when I need to rest. But I also felt like because this is at home and I knew I could accommodate and kind of take it easy, so to speak, it did feel good to move my body. So thanks for meeting me here. If you have any other feedback, I'll hang out for a minute. You can put it in the chat. Otherwise, we'll just continue showing up on Fridays as consistently as we can. And remember to check out the recorded content. Anything that occurs live stays under that live tab after it airs. And there's some other recorded content as well. So thanks so much. I'll just hang out for a minute, but if you got to get on to the next thing, go for it. Hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you soon. All right. Bye, everybody. Thanks for being here.